Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande, Roth. To continue our chat from earlier this hour, I told you I went for a CT scan of the abdomen, Cande, after I was feeling some issues, right? By the way, most of the issues have subsided. They are gone, but I got the results, the call from the nurse yesterday, Cande, for the results. And
Mr. Phathead, yes, this is the doctor's office. Your heart drops to the floor. Yes?
Well,
tell me, am I going to live?
First of all, for someone who's gotten more than his fair share of test results over the phone.
You've had more many tests than I think I've ever had in my whole life.
Yes, I definitely have. But when you get your results over the phone and it's a nurse telling you the results and not a nurse telling you, oh, we need to make an appointment. You need to come in and talk to the doctor.
The doctor wants to see me? What?
Right. As long as the nurse is giving you the results over the phone, you are more than likely fine,
So
Cande.
what is it you suffer from? Hypochondria?
We noticed, it's funny, Mr. Phathead. We took a CT scan of your abdomen, but we noticed something wrong with your brain. It's really weird how that happened.
Well, hypochondria.
Yeah. No, she said there is no sign of any acute issue. Which means everything.
How about not so cute issue?
everything looked okay. Although she went on to mention this. She said, "Do you know, Phathead, that you have an umbilical hernia?" And I said, "Well, yes, I had double hernia surgery when I was 1." And she said, "Okay, just letting you know, it doesn't look like there's an issue with it at this moment, but just letting you know, deep down in there is somewhere is an umbilical hernia, as long as it's not bothering you." So this is what she says next. She says, "Let me give you the number of the Stony Brook surgical department in case you want to follow up with them, just to have them look it over." Wait, and then before you comment, Cande, she says, "Or you can just call or go to the surgeon that performed your surgery."
100 years ago.
I said, I was 1, I told you, when I had the hernia
I'm
surgery.
not going back to him because he'd be old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
so are you going to continue?
No, I'm done with that.
Maybe you're not quite the hypochondriac I think you are.
If I told her if I experience any more issues, I will call the surgical department and have them take a look and tell me what they think and whatever. I said, I'm fine, right? Everything's, we're good. We're good at the moment. So
anything else getting probed, touched?
No.
Anything?
No, we're
taken.
We're square
left?
Right now. We're all square.
Everything good?
We're all square right now.
Oh, yeah.
So on to another subject.
Please.
I was reading this great article that I came across that says the average person, I'm obviously not in this group, the average person thinks they could survive 16 days in the wilderness, Cande.
That wouldn't be pleasant.
No shot. I got no shot.
I think one night I might be just screaming so hysterically an animal would eat me to shut me up. I don't know.
Have you ever watched Naked and Afraid?
I hate that show. I've watched it for like 2 minutes at a time. I can't stand it. It is not for me. First of all, I want clothes. If I have to sit on a rock, excuse me, I want something on me. No. And the dirt. You think of where the dirt goes. No, I can't. I can't think about it.
Besides the freezing cold would get me. I don't know how to start a fire. The freezing cold would get me in the middle of the night. Forget about the ants.
I see, you were never a Boy Scout.
I went to like one Cande, back in the day, went to one Boy Scout meeting. It was in some basement somewhere. And it was in like some kid's basement, and it was like, I still remember going down in that basement, and I'm just like, no, not for me. I'm not. I didn't do it. But yeah, I mean, you can't start a fire. You're probably gonna, if you can't find water or start a fire, and by the way, the water may not even be clean. How can you even think of surviving in the wilderness for 16 days?
My head is spinning already. I'm not going anywhere into the wilderness. No.
By the way, only 1 in 7 people think they'd be able to tell which plants and berries were edible and which ones may kill them, and 2/3 of us don't know what poison ivy looks like, Candy.
Oh, that's serious. You should know what
Yeah.
poison ivy looks like.
That's not to mention the fact that, if you watch Naked and Afraid,
You could have poison ivy in your backyard.
I could. Who knows? But they got these biting, like, killer ants that will just, like,
They could come into your house.
forget. By in your house, what are you referring to?
They could come through a little crack underneath the door and say, there's some dog food over there. That'll work this morning. Yeah, come on, Army, let's go. And then they all march in.
I suppose so. You're not wrong. But anyway, yes, some people believe they could survive for 16 days in the wilderness. Not me,
good
Candy.
For them. Good for them.
Not me, not happening. My country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.